you watching, Thumper?
Oh, that's boring.
Well, that's what you told me to come record. Alright, I know I already put my video together for today. I will show you if I eat anything though. I'm iffy about eating. I'm kind of hungry, but kind of not hungry. I dropped my daughter off. She doesn't get home until 9 something tonight. I'm so tired. Them doing that construction is driving me insane. It is so loud and it is non-stop. Now, the foreman came out here and kind of yelled at them all, and now nothing is going on. Everyone's left. So hopefully that means I could sleep tonight, because yeah, it's still a tinted red from the lipstick from the other day. I can't get the tint off. But since I have to get up so early, well, let's pray they won't be back out here tonight. Alright, I started to get hungry. I'm out of bacon. I don't feel like cooking all 3 pounds right now, so I'm just cooking 1 pound. And I have a New York strip coming to room temperature. I have loaded it with cherry wood seasoning from Redmond's Real Salt, because I hate anything other than porterhouses right now. So I'm going to try, because they were out of porterhouse. Also, Aldi's has been on my butter forever, so I'm having to try Lidl's butter, and my coffee tastes so more like I put cream in it. It doesn't have a, like, I can't explain the difference in taste. It's very, very milky, creamy. Like, it's way more powerful taste. Like, a stronger, and it also has a really strong smell versus Lidl's, which is very... not Lidl's, versus Aldi's, which does not have really a smell it's not really strong. And like when I smell Lidl's, it smells like the butter you put on popcorn, but the real butter we used to put on popcorn, not the fake crap. And it has a very creamy, milky taste. So hopefully it doesn't hurt my stomach. I used it this morning in the eggs, and I'm hoping that's not what hurt my stomach instead of the eggs. Because Aldi's hasn't had butter in weeks now. And I used my last tablespoon this morning. So we're giving it a try. Totally different taste, totally different smell. I mean, it's good, but it's way more creamier. So I will probably be able to use less in it than I did with the Aldi's one. Alright, I don't flip them until they get way smaller. So even though they've been on for 5 minutes, they gotta shrink up for me to flip them. Alright, I did learn something about my griddle. Facing the bacon this way, it cooks way faster and it doesn't shrink. So I kind of overcooked them on the one side, but that's okay. Normally I have them going this way, but I didn't want to turn the whole griddle on today, so I went that way. And because it's laying on 2 strips of heat that way, boy did they cook fast. I threw on my New York strips straight into the bacon grease. I'm hoping that will make me like the taste. I can tell the difference in taste of beef, y'all, so much. The cut tastes totally different to me. So I am basically frying it in the bacon grease. Because I really, like I said, am not a fan of New York strip. It used to be my favorite. Alright, I lost gas just like I finished it. Just before I lost the gas. So before I even put it in my salad, I have 1.5 cups of the Italian blend lettuce, 1 tablespoon mayo, 2 tablespoons pickle juice. I am going to cut and see before I put it in my salad, because if I don't like it, actually I'm going to cut a piece off the plate before I even mess up my board. Why don't I like New York strip, y'all? Why? It's New York strip, I should love it. It used to be my favorite. Let's pay some of the bacon grease off. Let's try one more time. Freya, stop, baby. Hold on. No, Freya, stop. No, Freya. No. They are going to have porterhouses for a week. Why do I hate it so much? I can't eat it. I hate it. I 100% hate it. Like, no. Like, no. Nope. Like, that's going to die. Don't worry, this is a Ziploc bag that can go in the microwave, so it ain't gonna melt. Ew. I don't know what to eat this week. Like, I'm kind of at a loss. Maybe I can get to Sam soon and get the turkey that I can eat from there, which is processed, so I prefer not to eat so much processed, but y'all, it's disgusting. And when I went in for burgers the other day at Food Line, they didn't have any. Okay, so we are gonna have a bacon salad. All right, first of all, I don't weigh bacon. We're just going to use them. 1, 2, 3. That's a lot of bacon today. 4, 5, 6, 7. My fats and calories will be half from bacon. Probably a pound of bacon a day. 8. I think 8 will be good. Well, let's go with 9. Hold on, hands are greasy. Now we need, let's see, we're gonna get our cheese. Then I'm gonna take the steak down there and then I'll eat it. I did shred up 2 pounds of cheese today, because I'm always running out. Alright, we're going with 3 ounces of cheese. This is my last meal of the day. It is 5:40. I'll probably eat it at 6. I'm gonna let it sit in the fridge for a little bit and get all marinady while I take this to my dad. Alright, y'all, it is 8 o'clock and I haven't eaten yet. I went down to my mom's for a minute and she needed my help. So I'm running in the house and gonna take my food back over there and take my blood pressure pills because she still needs my help. So, yeah. I am so tired and I have to get up at 7 a.m. I wanted to go to bed early. My daughter went out. She was supposed to be home by 8:30. It is after 9 and she won't tell me when she's coming home. She gave the whole speech. First of all, it's after 9. It is pitch black. She is in a dangerous place where they have shootings. She's at a park at night. And she thinks that's perfectly safe to be at a park at night with a few friends at night. I was like, she's like, everywhere's dangerous. I'm like, no, you're in a real dangerous place. There's a difference between a mall. Well, malls have shootings. You're at a park that has shootings and drug deals all the friggin' time. You're at a dangerous place that they warn people not to go at night. And she refuses to come home. And she won't tell me when she's coming home. She did the whole I'm 19 and blah, blah, blah. And I'm not the only one. My dad is upset. Everyone is upset right now that she is pulling this crap. So she's not a normal 19-year-old. If you're new here, not only does she have severe autism with the freakouts, the screams, the hitting, everything you can imagine. She also has 2 other conditions. One I'm not allowed to talk about, but if you knew what it was, you would be freaking out too. And then she has another condition that makes her dissociate where she is. She just goes blank. She can't move, she can't talk, she can't think, she can't breathe, she can't respond. And it can last for hours. And she's just not there. You have to move her. You have to sit her down. She just stops existing if she hears something she doesn't like. And that one alone scares the crap out of me. So they're at a place where cops can be called at any moment. And if cops came, what would happen? Would she have an autism fit? Would she disassociate and freeze and they take her away too? Or her other condition, what would that do? It's a dangerous place. Okay, I was wild at 19, but I was normal. Like, I had none of those conditions. And I would have never went to a park at night. I never did. Never. I never went to a place that wasn't indoor, a building at night. Ever. And I was the one who had no fear. I just was an idiot. And then, like, when my mom and me and my dad, we all told her we would not be there in a million years. And I even have protection that I can bring with me. And I still wouldn't be there in a million years. And that's when she said, that's because y'all are scared of everything. No, because you think that is safer, where they have had actual shootings in the past week there where people gotten killed, where bad things happen there all the time, dark, at a park, at night, in the dark that is in the woods. You think that is safer than going to a Starbucks and sitting there drinking a coffee. That's literally what she told me. That shows that you don't understand anything. If you think it's safer to be there in that park. I'm so upset. She knows I have to get up at 7 a.m. and her friend does not drive down here. They drive up the road and I have to walk up there with a flashlight and pick her up because she doesn't have a flashlight and it's too dangerous. And if she fell and broke her ankle, guess who has to take care of her even more than I already do? She refused to ask her friend what time they were coming home because that is not normal. You don't know when you're coming home. That is a stupid, insane question. She informed me that is not how life works. And I'm like, yes, it is. Even when I was 16, 18, 19, 20, 21, 27, even now, I always knew when I was coming home. I would ask my friends, or if I was with them, or if they were with me, I told them what time we were going home. Like, that was normal. You can ask, what time are we going to be home, especially since she's 45 minutes away on top of it. And she said, no, that's insane. Normal people don't do that. Yes, normal people know when they're going to be home, especially since you lied and promised to be home by 8:30 when you left the house. Yeah, and this park is big and it's in the woods and I couldn't just go there and find her. It would be impossible. And then I don't want to do that to her in the first place. But this is the problem. She can't understand what is danger and what isn't. This is one of the biggest issues. And her psychiatrist told me not to let her out of my sight. But her therapist, who doesn't understand anything and doesn't know all her conditions because she refuses to tell her, says she's 19, can do whatever the hell she wants. And what happens if she gets stuck in a dissociate position for the rest of her life? And she's had a very bad week on top of it. And she's on depression meds because she could care less if she lives or dies. And that is one of the problems right now. She is at a park that is extremely dangerous and she doesn't care if she dies. She's perfectly fine with it, she said. And that makes me freak out more. It makes my mom and dad freak out. I'm sure some of you moms have gone through something similar, like worrying about your kid. But I feel like it's a whole different level because there's so many things wrong with her. And she can't think reasonably. And she also does what any of her friends tell her to do, period. Even if it's bad. She doesn't know how to tell people no. That's part of her autism. She does not have the ability to tell anyone no. She does what they say, period. And she's in the middle of the woods somewhere. I am totally trying not to lose it, y'all. I am so sick to my stomach. My nerves are shot. Completely shot. Like, I don't understand why she can't understand. She literally tested of a maturity and age of 12, not 19. Just because the paper says you're 19 doesn't mean you're 19. Not when you have these conditions. I think my life's about to become a living hell if she keeps pulling this. On top of it, she's not allowed a key to the house. That will never, ever happen. She is not responsible. And I wouldn't trust her not to give it to her friends to do whatever they wanted to do. No. No way. And we all have to stay away to let her in the house on top of it. Let's go get her up the road because it's dangerous. Like, she'll fall and break her ankle. I did not need this tonight. I begged her to be home by 8:30 because I have to get up so early and I have trouble sleeping. Yeah. Anyways, I need to talk to someone and I don't have anyone I can talk to because my mom and dad are very stressed out about it right now. And I can't talk to Dino about it because he says I should just go get her. He doesn't want to hear it. I should just get in the car and go get her. So I needed to vent. And since I don't have anyone I can call to vent to, I'm venting to y'all. I don't know how to handle it. I don't know what to do. I understand physically she's 19. But like her psychiatrist told me, she can't make safe decisions and it will be on me if the decision is wrong. So, yeah, I guess I'll let y'all know when she gets home. Alright, so I had to wait down. It's still loud, but it was so loud I couldn't record. The rain was so bad. But some bacon, and me and Dino some burgers, 2 apiece. I love New York strip burgers, but I don't like New York strip steak. So I'm going to try grinding my own and seeing if I like it. You probably can't really hear me out here. Probably should wait and talk inside. Alright, so if you can hear me, you'll hear this video. If not, I'll re-record it inside. Last night was a rough night. I didn't get to go to bed until 2. She came home way below past curfew because she's 19. She doesn't think she deserves a curfew. When I lived in my parents' house, even at 37, I had a friggin' curfew. Period. It's so people can go to sleep. And no, she can't have a key. That's impossible. And like we would go to sleep in the first place. I'll wait until it's more quiet because I can tell you're not going to be able to hear me. Alright, so Dino's basically having the same thing, but he's got a different salad mix than me. So, my simple, normal recipe for salad dressing. 1 tablespoon Duke's mayonnaise. I think I need a different, sorry honey. We're kind of bumping into each other right this minute. You know, he won't get out of my way. Let's see, I think I need a new pickle. You know, it's got too much garlic in that juice. Alright, so 2 tablespoons pickle juice, or a little more is fine. What's wrong, honey bun?
Hard.
Because I didn't know you wanted bacon. I kind of overcooked it. I'm sorry. Do you want me to go make you bacon?
No. Okay.
Alright, so this is just my very simple salad dressing that I can have without it making me sick. It's just a pickle salad dressing. Alright, so that's dillweed. Watch my channel. You've seen me do this 1,000,000,001 times. Now, it's good even just using the 1 tablespoon of mayonnaise if you're not into pickle. But I'm having a burger bowl. And burgers, I need some friggin' pickles. Alright.
calling it a burger bowl?
It is a burger bowl. What else would you call it?
I don't know.
It's not a normal salad. It's got burgers and bacon and cheese, so it's bacon cheeseburger bowl. I guess you could call it a bacon cheeseburger salad. Okay, so if you have no issues with onions and tomatoes, I suggest sticking those in here because that would be delicious. But I have not tried, I definitely have issues with onions, and I have not tried tomatoes in a very long time. And I'm not trying new things right now. The newest thing I'm going to be trying is I got porterhouse steaks from Food Lion. And that is scary, buying it from a store instead of a butcher. We will see how that goes when I go to eat those. Alright, so we got my pickle, my lettuce, my mayo. Do you need your burgers, honey?
The left one, yeah?
Yep. Go for those two.
Yep.
Alright, so I just used Chef Blend, Redmond's real salt, smoked salt in mine. Do you want any cheese, honey? I can open up the cheese and get you some.
No.
Okay. So I'm just using one patty right now. Yeah, I'm just going to use one. Usually when I do too much at once, it makes me sick. So my eyes are always bigger than my stomach is. And then I feel guilty if I don't eat it all, and then I get sick. So I'm going to save me a patty for later. And besides, I need room for the best part. 3 pieces of bacon so far. I think we're going to go 5. Alright, 5 pieces of bacon. And now my favorite part, other than the bacon, so my second favorite part, and this is why I love keto versus carnivore, because I get this lettuce, and I also get cheese without some people saying, you can't have cheese. All depends on what kind of carnivore you do. Basically, all of them is a ketogenic diet. It's just different categories of it. And we're going to go 2.5 ounces, I think. Yep, exactly. 2.6. Close enough. And it is 4:14, my first meal of the day, my first coffee of the day, and I am starving. Alright, so I'm about to eat in a second. I can't go into all the details, but it was, like I said, a horrifying night. I only got a couple hours of sleep. My heart was pounding on my chest all night long. It was a personality coming from her I had never met before, and something I'm not allowed to tell, but maybe some of y'all will understand what I just said. And this was not a good personality. And she was laughing at me, and it just was horrible. And she said she was on her way home, and then someone said she's not 13, and then a weird noise happened, and then I thought she hung up on me, and her phone was turned off. It said her phone was turned off, and if she was coming home from where she was, there's no blackout areas. And at that moment, for 30 minutes, I thought I was never going to see or hear from her again. One of my biggest fears is someone I love disappearing, and she knows that. And I can't get into the details of the past, but there are reasons I believe she would do that to me, depending on what personality she has. So I was crying, I was shaking, I was totally upset and freaking out. My parents were very upset. It turned out they went way far away into the boonies to drop someone off, and all she had to do is tell me this, so I wouldn't be scared, where I wouldn't think she just hung up and disappeared from me. And the people she was with isn't mentally, emotionally want to live stable either, so that makes it harder. So I was terrified. Then she came home extremely angry with this weird personality and saying she's 19, she can do what she wants, stay out when she wants, come and go as she wants, but that's not true. their house rules. Even in college, you live in the dorm, there are still curfews and there are still rules. You live in apartments around here, they have curfews and rules what time you can go outside your house, period, other than if you're going to your car. Like, and there are rules. Like, you have someone always to answer for, right? If you have a job, you have to go to that job at certain times, and you get off at certain times, and you have to sleep, because you can't be like, there's no such thing as complete control of your life. And even rich people don't have complete control of their life. So that became a big giant nightmare. And I'm like, what, you want to go flip burgers and not make enough to survive and struggle and lose your medical, for one thing, because she won't be able to be on my insurance anymore. And it took a while for her, and then she just snapped back into her normal personality. And well, her main one. And then she understood, because I want her to go to college. She's smart. I want her at least try college. I want her at least try to have a career and not a flip burger. Okay, I had a learning disability so bad that I could not go to college. I would have loved to have gone to college and actually made something of myself and have a career and all of that stuff, but that was not a possibility for me. It's a possibility for her. And the only thing was, I told her, the only reason you had to be home at 11, which she did not come home at, she was supposed to be home at 8:30. She didn't come home at 8:30. She didn't come home at 11. She didn't come home until after 12. And the only reason is because I had to be up at 6 for my appointment. So let me tell you, so things are fine with us now. She understands now, because she's back to her normal self. Also, I think she missed her medications, and you can't. It makes you a little psychotic, even after a few hours, if you miss the one she's on. And that's how she was seeming like she was in a mania state. And that is the issue we have to watch with her. So that's why I was so terrified. Because I didn't know who I was talking to. I took her to Food Lion. She got the groceries she wanted. She seems normal again. But it was a rough emotional night for me, and anxiety. So this morning, I was half asleep. Didn't worry about putting makeup on. Just worried about getting out the door to go get my blood work done, because I had a 45-minute drive there and back. Plus get the blood work done. And I got home, and I was like, all these people said hi to me. All these people were talking to me. Even the technician, and no one told me or asked, was I okay, or did you do that on purpose? I had mascara everywhere, just tear streaks all over my face. I forgot to wash my face before going to bed. And you might ask, how do you get out of the house without looking in the mirror? I didn't brush my teeth. I didn't care. I was so friggin' exhausted. I was shaking. My head was blowing up, and I barely could see. When I get those aura headaches, I can't really see. I used a little mouthwash. I swished. I threw, and that was it. I didn't look in the mirror. I didn't look. I didn't pay attention. I splashed my face with a little bit of water that burned it, which doesn't make my makeup run, unfortunately, because that might have washed it off. So I went out looking like a crazy friggin' person. So embarrassing. So embarrassing. One of the problems is she mimics personalities that she's with, and she was with a different person. Plus, she wasn't with the people she told me she was with, and she wasn't where she was supposed to be. So it seemed like all lies. And she mimics the personality of people she's with, and she was with a bad person, was in that group with a bad attitude and personality, and she seemed to have their personality. So even my dad tried to explain that he's 70 years old and he would not go out at night. Not that late, not in a park. And that park used to be the drug deal central, and yeah, they cleaned it up, but she didn't bother to tell me they cleaned it up. She didn't bother to send me pictures to be like, Mom, calm down, look here, it's not the drug central, there are people here, it's all lit up, it's not dark anymore, it's safe. No, I'm thinking it's where you go to get your prostitutes and your drug dealers, because even a few months ago that's how it was. There were shootings there all the time, but I guess they revamped it and reclaimed it for the city, but I didn't know that and she didn't tell me that. But like my dad said, if he went out at night or even during the day, or my mom or me or any of us, because of safety reasons, because of cars breaking down, because she's driving around in a car with a friend with a very old broken down car, the windows don't even come down, nothing, right? It breaks down all the time. So because of that, because of phone areas that go out, because of bad people in the world, it's called safety. It doesn't matter if you're 100 or you're friggin' 16. People need to know where you are nowadays. I mean, when you're married, your husband and wife knows where you are, right? Like, there's always someone usually in your life. There's only a few. I've never met a completely independent person that people don't know where they are at all. Like, have no idea. They just disappear. You don't know who they're with. You don't know what kind of car they're in. You don't know nothing. They're just, and she thinks that's completely normal. That no one needs to know who she's with. No one needs to know where she's going. No one needs to know anything. Oh, okay. Go to college, make a bunch of money, go live somewhere safe, not in the boonies, and then have your life. But there are rules when other people is supporting you and taking care of you and doing everything for you. She can't drive. She's not legally allowed to. With her condition, she's not allowed a driver's license. So that's not an option. She can't stand noise. She can't stand light. She can't stand, that's why she likes to go out at night. She can't stand lights. She can't stand being told what to do. Once you tell her what to do, she loses her mind. So that she can't I don't know how she's ever going to have a job. But she's a great writer and a great artist, and I cannot convince her. She'd at least go on it, because she doesn't like that Amazon's going to take a percentage. I'm like, does that matter? If you make a shit tons of money, does that matter? And you have so many children's books and teen books you can write, and you've already drawn characters, and you have storylines for them. Who cares? Who cares if Amazon gets a percentage? She hates Amazon, even though we order from it like crazy, and she does too. But the thing is, I'm trying to convince her, okay, you don't want to go to college, really, because you're afraid you can't handle it. You know you can't handle these jobs, but you want your independent. Let's try selling some of your shit on Amazon. A lot of people do it. A lot of people do it. They might take a big cut, but you get a big cut too if it sells. So it's not going to hurt to try these things. Sometimes just because you don't like a company doesn't mean you still can't use it to get ahead in life. Because there's a lot of companies I don't like, and I don't like she don't like the owner. She doesn't believe in being a rich person. She thinks it's wrong and you're an evil person if you're rich. So, like, you can be rich, but you can't be that rich, right? She hates Elon Musk. She hates all of them because they're bad people, because they don't give all their money to the poor. I believe in helping charities and knowing for sure where your money is going. Like, if I was that rich, I would know the people I was giving money to. But then again, it's their money, and if they don't want to give it to no one, and they don't have to, it's their money. But she's in the generation who does not believe your money is your money. And that's not my belief. My belief is you're not entitled to other people's stuff. If other people want to give you their stuff, that is their right to, and not their obligation to. Okay. And especially when they're not, some of these people aren't Christian, so they don't go by you need to take care of the poor and stuff. So, I don't know. I just can't convince her because she's on that side that believes you should have to. So it's a rough night for me, and it is now 4:30, and I think I'm going to eat my salad soon. I'm just a little fragile still. It did give me a mast cell flare up, which caused this severe throbbing and migraine over here. And so I hope I can eat this with no issues. I haven't tried eating. And I'm scared this is just the beginning. But she also isn't taking one of her meds she's supposed to be taking. And we go see her psychiatrist on Tuesday so she can help. The therapist does not help because the therapist don't understand, but the psychiatrist understands everything. So the therapist does not know all of my daughter's diagnosis because she doesn't want her to know, and I respect that, and I'm not allowed to go in there because of HIPAA unless she says so. However, the psychiatrist knows all the diagnosis, so she's got the whole picture, and she is trying to get Haley to understand that sometimes she doesn't know what's up and down, depending on who comes out to play. So it's a little hard. It's not one thing, it's another. But I survived it. And hopefully I don't see that new personality ever again, because that scared me. It really did. But I'm going to shut up and try eating this and relax and see if Wendy and Harry put out a video, because since I had to get up so early, I came home and I passed out in seconds this morning at 9 and I woke up at 12. So yeah, let me relax for a little while.